Hello. So the title of this video kind of gives away something that happened last week. Although that didn't happen in the beginning of the week, it happened in the middle of the week. So let me start off. In the beginning of the week, I had a friend from California come visit me for most of the week to help me with things around the house. So that was an expected thing that was something that I knew would throw my routine not out the window totally, but affect it. And I wanted to make the most of my friend's time, and so I figured, I've been wanting to go hiking at Christmas Tree Pass for a while. And so this would probably be a good time to do it so I can go with somebody. I don't want to go by myself. It's not safe to go hiking by yourself. And so, Tuesday was a day that kind of was like, I didn't follow my routine hardly at all. And then Wednesday, decided to go for that hike because it was good weather. And I told myself, okay, I'm going to make sure I get back on track tonight by updating my daily task list for the next day and getting back to doing my AM and PM routine so that I can take care of myself and feel good. And I, stuck to my appointments that I had. I had some medical appointments, and at first I would think, well, maybe I should postpone them because my friend's in town, but I'm like, well, it's important that I do these because I got to stay on track, because two of them were with the mental health clinic with my support person who helps me to stay on track with my daily living, work and finances, and the other was with my therapist. And luckily it was the day that I went to see my support person that I got news that a friend that I've only known for less than a year, but I've grown fairly close to because we have had similar experiences in caregiving, and I've been talking to him on a regular basis, like several times a week, and do things with him like once a week. He's an elderly person, and so I felt, some mercy for him because he had a lot of health challenges. And when he was in the hospital, I was checking his mail for him and talked to him the day before, and he was getting better and actually getting upgraded from ICU. And then I suddenly get a message that he's taken a turn for the worse and may not make it through the night. And I couldn't believe when I heard that. I'm just like, what do you mean taking a turn for the worse? I know he's elderly and he's got problems, but I'm like, what happened to like giving a few months or something? I never heard of somebody just like one day and that's it. Like with my husband, we were told that it could take anywhere from 1 day to 2 weeks for him to pass if he doesn't do dialysis. So I'm like, what the heck happened? I don't want to get into all to the details, but luckily I was with my support person. I talked to her about it and like, okay, what should I do? Because at first I was like, maybe I should rush off to the hospital right now. I'm like, well, this person's not family. I haven't known them that long, even though I know them pretty well, but and they had family coming into town because of this, and so I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna let them handle things, and I'll just let them know that I am there for them. And but I felt like I needed to go to the hospital and at least try to visit with him and pray for him and do whatever I felt like God was leading me to do. And so I did that. And unfortunately, he was not conscious at the time. So, but I know that he could hear me. He may not have been having his eyes open and being able to talk, but so I wasn't real anxious about it, but I knew that there was the potential for me to lose it. But I didn't. And as I left there was some time between the family coming and me going to visit, because the family was coming from many hours away. So, and they weren't even sure if they were going to get there in time before he passed. So I figured, well, I'll go eat dinner with my friend who's visiting, and then we'll come back to the hospital when it's closer to the time when the family is going to get there. And as we're leaving the hospital, in the car, the radio's on, it's in the background, and I was saying something, but, as I'm talking, I hear the radio switch from one song to another song, and the next song is a song that I've heard probably a million times now, because it's a song that I do twice a week in my hula class, because it's the song that I choreographed for my husband's celebration of life. I Can Only Imagine. And it just hit me that, wow, what are the odds of that song coming on at that moment when I really needed it? Because I was starting to feel, I don't know what the right word is, uneasy, not really emotional. It was kind of like I was in shock, I guess. Like I didn't know what to feel. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe my friend is basically gone, and I'm not going to see him anymore. And, I was thinking like, oh my God, like what were the last conversations I had with him, and the things that he said that he wanted to do, like he wanted to help me with things, and I'm like, wow, he's not going to be able to help me. And I was like kind of starting to freak out, and that song came on. It was like God putting his arms around me saying, remember, he's going to heaven, and you're going to heaven too, because you believe in Jesus Christ and you follow his ways. And so yes, you're not going to see him, but be glad for him, because you can only imagine what he's seeing right now. And so I just listened to that song and just I felt comforted. So although it was a big blow to me to have a friend that I see on a regular basis pass on, I'm doing okay, actually. And my friend that was staying with me every day, he was asking me, like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, how are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually doing okay. And it helped to have somebody with me, staying with me in my house and seeing, every day. So that definitely helped. And having my friend who passed, having his family member in town, helped. So, and I was glad that I could be there for them. And I thought that was gonna really ruin the rest of my week, but it didn't. And I know that kind of sounds weird, because it's like, oh, your friend died and it didn't ruin your week. But I mean, yeah, it definitely changed my week, but I don't want to say that it ruined it in terms of the whole week was crappy. I mean, I'm still living. I still have things in my life. I have my dogs. I have my other friends. I have my church family. I have my, relatives and in-laws. So I'm trying to focus on what I do have and not on what I lost. Yes, this was a dear friend, and yes, I will miss him. but I can't let that ruin my life. And I talked to my therapist about it the next day, and thank God I had the appointment already. And she helped me to confirm that how I was dealing with it was all right. You know, it's a good thing that I could see it in perspective, and you know, because he was elderly and had a lot of problems, I kind of stopped myself from getting too close to him, even though I did get close, but I could have like gotten a lot more involved, a lot more closer, and it, you know, attached emotionally, and I prevented myself from doing that, knowing that, you know, if this guy dies soon, and I'm like still in a vulnerable state from my husband passing, so I didn't think it would happen this soon, you know, but yeah, you don't know what God's plan is for yourself or anyone, so that is how my week went, basically. And I just want to let you know that in the whole midst of this, well, before my friend passed, I already was working on how I was going to deal with the anniversary of my husband's passing, because that's on March 21st, and that's coming up pretty soon. And I had planned on going to California and spending it with family and friends and doing some kind of event, a small gathering to be together and remember my husband. But something came up that I think is even more fitting, is that me and my husband used to do I guess we could call a ministry or an outreach to the community with our church back east, and we visited nursing homes and did a little, what I call hula show, doing a few songs and telling stories about those songs and allowing the folks to reminisce about their trips to Hawaii. And so I've started to do a little bit of that here on my own, and now I'm partnering up with my church to do that with a group of people. And so our first event to do that is March 21st. That happened to be the day that the nursing home that I talked to last month said that they have available. And at first I was like, oh, I don't think it's a good day. But then I thought, you know what? No, it's a good day, because this will be the way that I remember and honor my husband. And spending it with people, I definitely would need to be with people. And so to be with elderly people who have probably lost a spouse before would be good, because then they can comfort me if I feel like I need comforting. And they can share their wisdom with me. So I'm just looking at my notes here to see what else I wanted to share with you. So I know in my last video I had mentioned about the sertraline drug that I was taking, and I'm still taking it. I'm now on day 29, and so I'm now past the 4 weeks that they said is the initial period to try it out, and so far nothing bad has happened. My hunger has increased, but not to a bad level, and my memory has not increased because my sleep has not gotten better because of my friend helping me and staying at my house, so that's thrown things for a loop. And then my other friend passing away is another reason why I haven't been sleeping well. So we'll see once this next month is over, because with me starting these new classes at the college and doing this ministry at the nursing homes is gonna keep my mind really busy, which is good, and I just needed to control it, not to stay up till 2 a.m. working on things, which I've been doing because I get so involved and passionate. And that's one of the things that the sertraline is supposed to help with, is to calm down my obsessiveness, which it has not yet. So, but I realized that, well, this is an experiment, because I truly think that, my strength comes from God, from Jesus Christ, and that I just need to focus more on the Word of God and His teachings, His principles, to be more disciplined, to watch what I'm eating, watch how I'm exercising, watch that I am doing things so that I do have enough time to sleep, and that I spend a good amount of time on work, but not overdoing it. And realizing that when I do that, it is a form of worship to God. It is my way of honoring God, honoring the body that He has blessed me with. That I need to treat this body as if it was a car that somebody gave me, and I need to take care of it. So, oh, and the other thing that in the last week that was different was I got a CPAP machine, because supposedly the reason I'm not sleeping well could be because I'm not breathing well, and that causes me to clench my teeth and to wake myself up. So I'm trying all these different things to see what works and eliminate what doesn't work, so that I can focus on what works. So that is it, and I plan on doing the next update on Friday, so you know how the week went. So have a good week, and I thank you for taking the time to watch my vlog, and please check out my buymeacoffee.com/aloha page, where I've got some of my online hula videos that you can check out. I'm working on putting more there. It's not there yet. And please let me know what else you would like to see there, because that's what I'm focusing on, besides the classes I do online. I mean, not online, at the college. So have an awesome week. May you be blessed and be able to focus on the things that are important to you and important to God. Mahalo.